Hello, you are watching Flat Spell Tales, and today the goal of this session is going to be more on the transformation side of life, applying powerful ideas, concepts, words, language to change your life for the better. Change your life for the better. Not so much on the fiction side today. The topic of today will be called change agency. I'm going to use three examples of how you can use change agency in your life to better your life. One would be, let's start with a common everyday one. And this, by the way, is non-clinical. This is ways to improve your life on an everyday outside of a medical setting or a healthcare or mental health setting. This is just change agency in the day to day. So one example would be let's say building muscle would be better. Status quo is wherever you're at with your health, are you sedentary, or do you walk, do you work out? And then having a goal to build muscle. That could be to build your leg muscles to walk up hills. It could be to do strength training, for a sport, for baseball, for basketball, surfing, any kind of sport. Whatever your goal may be, let's pick the goal to build muscle. Obviously, status quo is doing what you do day to day. It may not be working out, it may not be lifting weights. So in order to make a change in your body and your muscles, you must add a foreign element. So that could be the weights or resistance. And you have to do it over and over to make a change. There may be some chaos. You may get some pain. You may get some lactic acid. It may not feel comfortable, but yet you have to practice this over and over to change the status quo from where you were at. Maybe you had some flabs, some fat, maybe not. Wherever you're at, to go to a new level of change. So over time, after this foreign element has been introduced and you practice change, you practice more resistance, your muscles react and adapt. And if you do it long enough, you get the chaos starts to go away slowly, right? And you can do whatever workout, an athletic workout, a personal trainer workout, your own, but it has to be enough practice and resistance for the chaos to start going away, the body to start adapting, and then you get more comfortable and you get to a new status quo. You may have stronger shoulder muscles. You may have a stronger lower back, whatever function you do. So you have now reached a new status quo for your day-to-day. And you have to add more change each time. Now, that's the example for building muscle. What about something a little different, a little more emotional, but yet academic, but yet social in public? How about public speaking? Most people can relate to this fear of speaking in public. That's a form of anxiety, performance anxiety. It may be clinical or may not, but let's just pick the every day to day, since this is not clinical. What do we do to change our fear of being in front of people and speaking in front of people? Well, the same concept, the same process. You take your status quo, you may be very quiet. You may not want to leave your house. You may be moderate. You may be able to talk to people here and there. But whatever it is, your goal to be able to speak up in front of people is to add a foreign element. Now, what's the foreign element? Well, it could be being uncomfortable standing up in front of 30 people, 40 people, 100 people, wherever you're at in your growth. This is the foreign element. It makes you uncomfortable. It causes chaos in your thoughts. It causes chaos in your emotions. That chaos is what scares you because it's not normal. It's not your day-to-day. If you practice it enough, let's say once a week for a month or two, and your body adapts, your mind adapts, your emotions adapt, then you have you've gotten rid of the chaos, which is foreign, and gotten used to it, and developed a new status quo. Now I can handle speaking in front of 20 people or 30 people. So it's the same idea. It's the same change process. Sometimes it's circular. You may trip up. You may mix your words up in the speech, feel like you're going backwards for a day or two, a session or two. But if you keep practicing, you eventually come around. Well, let's pick a more emotional topic. So I think you get the idea for speaking. You now become a little more comfortable with speaking in front of people over time because you are going through a change process. You're taking steps forward. Even though you may take a couple backwards, a couple micro failures here and there, you still are moving forward. It's pretty cool. Another, what would be another one? We could pick, I have a couple in mind. The fear of being alone. That would probably, the fear of being alone. It's sort of similar to the fear of public speaking, and that it's sort of a phobia, sort of an anxiety. But regardless, let's apply the change agency process to this. You can, the status quo is you like being home a lot, you don't want to go out in public, or I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. The status quo is you don't like being alone, so you always call somebody up. I have to switch gears here. You always want to call somebody up, be around somebody. It's hard probably to go to dinner by yourself, go to a movie by yourself, even go work out by yourself, whatever age you're at in life. So you may want to add the foreign element of going to the movies by yourself and testing out how well you could be alone. It may cause chaos. You may have anxiety, fear, worries in your head. Everybody's looking at me. I'm uncomfortable. I'm self-conscious, all those thoughts. But if you practice being alone, go to a coffee shop, there's still people around, but you're alone. You're not hanging out with a friend. There's people around. And you practice this behavior over time. Next thing you know, when you go to the park alone, you read a book alone, you take a walk on the beach, all these practices over weeks and months, the foreign element starts going away. The chaos starts going away. The chaos or the worry, the negative thoughts. I can't handle being alone. No, something must be wrong with me. I can't have a friend with me everywhere I go. And over time, you develop a new status quo and you change. Well, these can all be applied to so many things in life, but it's kind of cool to bring the concept of change to your problems so you know what change is. Rather than saying, I don't want to do it. You might have negative thoughts. I don't feel like doing it. I'm not ready. I got to wait till I lose weight to go out in public, or I have to wait till I'm forced to speak in public, or I have to wait to, if I don't need to be alone, I can always have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or partner. I don't need to be alone. I can just hang out with them and rely on them. Well, rather than wait till it gets to an extreme point of whether they leave you or you're alone, just practice it and build that new status quo. Add the foreign element. Go through the change. Go through the practice. It doesn't have to be high stress. Just do it a little bit every week or every month. Probably every week to get the pattern going. And then you develop a new status quo, a new comfort level. You have new skills, social skills. You have new muscle built for your activity that you're doing. You have new comfort. You are able to be alone. So these are just 3 examples: the physical, the social, and then also the emotional. So I hope you enjoyed this brief talk today and discussion on the change process. Remember, it's circular. You can make some failures, make a couple steps backwards, go ahead and add another foreign element, meaning challenge yourself. Practice it, and you'll get back on track and move forward. So that's just a reminder that it is circular. It is not linear. It does not get better on a perfect fashion. You have a couple trip ups, then you move forward. A couple trip ups, move even more forward. So it's this circular ellipsis, right? So I hope that gives you a little visualization, 3 examples. Feel free to drop comments in the comment section, or you can email me if you have any questions or you want to discuss this. It's very simple and practical, but yet conceptual. Sometimes we don't understand the change process. We all are change agents and should be change agents to better ourselves and our relationships. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Goodbye.